This was a job performance review. How would you?
Job performance review. I would say I'm biased, of course, but I would say we're hitting our mark, and I think we're achieving outcomes that we want to see. Some small and some large. Um, me, John, and Pierre, we always said we weren't going to grade ourselves until our kids from the first year of the program graduate. When we started the program, we had some older kids who were already in 10th and 11th grade. We have 4 seniors right now graduating this year. And we love those kids, but we want to see the impact that we have on the kids that started with us at a younger age, and that's 7th grade range, 7th, 8th grade range. So then we can actually say when they graduate high school, they've been with us 5 years. So we'll see them going to college. We'll see them going into the military. We'll see them going to trade schools. We'll see the impact that we had on those kids. But as of right now, I would say if it's something as small as keeping the fight from happening, or something as small as, or as big as making sure kids get into school and staying in school, or taking advantage of the tutoring that we have at Washington College. Those are all victories to us.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it doesn't always suit us that we're from Washington, D.C. or the city, because we move different than locals. And it's no knock on the locals, but we move different. We're more aggressive. We're not going to talk a whole lot about it. We're doers. And I think a lot of that's attributed to just the fact that you grew up in this beautiful place here on the Eastern Shore where it's laid back. You know, it's a slower pace, and you don't have to be as pushy. We come from a place where if you're not pushy or aggressive, you're just gonna fall by the wayside. The biggest kick, it's the small stuff. It's when a kid trusts you enough to call you and say, "Hey, things are a little rough at home right now. I don't have any winter shoes." He trusts me with that. He trusts John with that. He trusts Pierre with that. He trusts that when he comes to us, not only is that secret going to stay in-house as in a Hoya family, but it's going to get handled. Because that's the ultimate outcome that he's hoping for. You know, I'm going to these guys telling them I don't have shoes. I'm wearing flip-flops in the wintertime. You know, that's a trust thing right there for a kid to tell 3 men that's not inside his family. And then ultimately being able to go to the shoe store and get that kid some shoes. The fun stuff, we're always gonna have fun. I like to do the stuff behind the scenes that people don't know about, but that kid and us 3, or that kid and his family. You know what I'm saying? And again, no thank you. We don't want repayment. You want to repay us? Bring your grades up. You know what I'm saying? Do something nice in the community. That's all we need. Stay out of trouble. To Trayvon Martin, to Eric Garner, Michael Brown. We talk about it, and they process it. They're angry. They're definitely angry. They don't understand. It's a lot of questions. I mean, you look up and we have a black president, you know, but still young black men are getting murdered. You know, whether the law says it's murder or not, they're getting murdered in the streets because, and when I say murder, I feel like it's murder, whether there were indictments or not, because as an officer, you're trained with different tactics for non-lethal force. That comes with you being an officer. By all means, if you need lethal force because your life or somebody else's life is in immediate danger, then you take the necessary force. But on the other side of that spectrum, you have non-lethal tactics at your disposal. So why is shooting to kill the ultimate outcome, or choking the ultimate outcome? When you're trained, you're the expert. This is your field. They feel safe. It's a disconnect in the black community with police officers. It's a mistrust.
Did you feel that in D.C.?
Yeah, we were harassed. We were profiled from time to time growing up. I remember riding in the car with John, and we got pulled over in Prince George's County one evening, and we got pulled over only because we looked like we were having too much fun in the car. Restaurants, we take them to where we grew up. We take them in the hood, and we let them see. You think you can make it around here? Honestly, like we're not being macho, no machismo here. If we left you right here, do you think you would make it? And 99.9% of the time, the answer is nah.
Wow.
And that's what we try to tell them. So when you get back to Chestertown or you get back on the Eastern Shore, lose that that want to be thug or that want to be gangster attitude, because you don't have to be that.
Yeah.
You live in a beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah.
You should embrace that.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't want to live here. If I could go home, if I had a house, Chestertown, and I could go to the roughest parts of DC and get me 10 kids and bring them out here, they would love it.
Yeah.
They would love it. They might miss some of the things in the city, but they wouldn't miss the gunshots outside their windows. They wouldn't miss worrying about if they're going to make it back in the house from the store, or worrying about somebody taking their coat off their back or their shoes off their back, or losing friends. That's the stuff they don't have to worry about out here. You know, I mean, you're not going to lose a friend to gang violence or guns and stuff out here. You'll lose more friends than moving away or stuff like that. So we take them to where we grew up, and we take them to some areas that, you know, we didn't grow up, just to show them this isn't cool.
Yeah.
You know, if it was cool, we'd still be here. We started something from nothing, and we're going to sustain it, God willing. So in a sense, we are running a business. We are entrepreneurs. I agree with that assessment of us. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing and a curse. But get to know us. Get to know John. Get to know Paul. Get to know Pierre. Stop looking at it like they aren't from here. We're raising our families here. We live here. This is home. Instead of looking at it, because we get that a lot, and people maybe not directly, but you can tell with certain relationships and certain interactions that we have with institutions or people out here that we're still out of towners. That baffles me, because we feel like we're doing something positive. We feel like we're doing something great. So it doesn't matter if we were born and raised here. We're here now. Mm-hmm. And we're not shutting anybody out. If you want to work with us and your mission is aligned with our mission, positivity, and helping these youth win, helping these youth achieve success, then let's sit down at the table and figure out a way to work together. We're open for it, and we're positive people. We're not negative people. We might break a little china. This was a quote used to describe us. The Hoyas are serving dinner, and sometimes china gets broken, but dinner is always served hot.
We can